Okay, so I just received a bracelet, a silver bracelet, back in the mail from a customer who was concerned that it was actually not made out of silver. The bracelet is marked 925 on the clasp. However, it has a tarnish deep in the recesses of the design that is hard to polish out, and she interpreted it to be an indication that it was made from a different material. Although this color noted in the recesses was described in our listing. Nonetheless, we are going to take it back and give the customer a full return just as a courtesy, but we wanted to go through the process of showing how to determine whether or not an item is actually made out of silver. So here, what we normally do is use our acid testing kit. The acid testing kit includes instructions that tells what you can expect when you use the acid on the metal. And what you're looking for with an acid testing kit is a resulting color that will be left on this stone after the metal has been lightly scratched and then the drop of acid applied to it. And I'm going to go through the process of showing how that's done. Now, for the sake of comparison, I have a antique, it's actually an interesting piece. We have this antique vase, a very decorative little vase. It was actually from the Yale College 1902 reunion, which took place in 1917. And this piece is quite tarnished itself. We haven't polished it yet, but if you turn it around here, if we can get it into focus, harder. Let's see if we can do that. That's pretty important for... There you see it says sterling. So I think we can all agree that this piece, being an antique and marked sterling, is in fact sterling. So that's our control piece that we're going to use. Now here we have the bracelet that the buyer returned. It's got a little flower design, and as you can see, it's very three-dimensional, and that makes it rather hard to polish, as we stated before. So the flowers have a bit of a pinkish tone to them. I'm not sure if that comes across in the video or not, but deep in those recesses, it looks just a tad pink, and that's not copper shining through. That is actually just a minimal amount of tarnish in there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and first use the acid on our control piece. Now you wouldn't want to put the acid directly on the piece because if it wasn't sterling silver, you would end up damaging it. So our testing kit includes this stone, and what we do is we just take the piece, as you can see here, and lightly rub to leave a mark on the stone. And I try and make it as solid as possible, just a good mark so it's pretty clear. And then, I hope this is going to come across in the video, but then we take our acid, and so here we have the silver testing solution, and you just put a little drop right in the middle of your sample. And what that's going to do, you give it just a minute, and if it was not made of silver, it would completely eat away the test scratch, and you would be left with nothing. Or perhaps if it was a different metal, it might bubble or fizz or something like that. But here we see that the color has turned the appropriate color, which is a nice dark red. And that is what you do in fact want to see. So over here are the instructions. Let's see if we can focus. Silver will change colors based on purity, and 90 to 100%, which would be sterling, is a nice dark red. So in fact, that's what we have. Let me see if I can get my flashlight on that to give you a little bit more indication of the color. So that's the control, and we're hoping that the bracelet is going to show up the similar color. So now I'm going to take the bracelet. As you can see, here's the same little bracelet. Oh, so hard to focus. And we're going to take one of the rosettes, and on the back, carefully do another little scratch test. And this does wear away a little bit of the metal, but it's really not noticeable usually, so I think we'll be okay. So there we got a similar sized test area, and I'm going to take the same silver testing solution, and I'm going to just apply a little drop just like before. Let it sit for a second. And you can see it's starting to turn that nice red color. It looks pretty much identical to our other control sample. And, oh, my flashlight. Let's see. There's the flashlight. You can see the red color in there. And it looks just like our sample. So that's how you do a little acid test for determining whether or not something is made of silver. And I hope that that was helpful. Thanks for watching.